Hi, I'm Will Lockamy.
And I'm Reed Lockamy.
And this is the Iron Bowl Hour.
Or as we like to call it, the show that wonders what's going to be airing on the Longhorn Network this week. I'm guessing maybe reruns of Benson.
On tonight's show.
Okay. Ridiculous. Spell Malzahn.
H-Q.
Mister.
There's an H in there, though.
Uppercase H.
That's a silent.
Okay, sorry.
There you go.
Read, it's time for another Agree to Disagree. This is where a topic comes up. We have to disagree on it no matter how we feel.
But what if we agree, though?
No, we have to disagree on it.
No, I mean, what happens if we do agree? Is there some sort of a financial penalty for that?
Suspended first half of next show.
Ooh. Many were underwhelmed by Alabama's O-line performance in the opening week against Virginia Tech. Can Alabama rely on its defense to beat a Scam Manziel-led Texas A&M team?
Lord knows, I hope they're not going to have to rely on the defense, but sadly, Reed, they are, and that's why Alabama's going to drop this game, right? Their offensive line, we saw how it played, so you can't depend on that offense to move the ball effectively. I don't care how bad Texas A&M's defense is, and therefore, they're going to have to depend on their defense, and you can't stop Scam Manziel, Johnny Hancock, whatever we're calling it.
So just to be clear about this, you're saying that A, Alabama will have to try to rely on its defense, which is great, by the way, and B, when they do try to rely on it, they will lose the game? That's what you're arguing here?
Yeah, that's correct. We saw what Johnny Manziel did to an even better...
Oh, we know about the autographs, absolutely.
No. Last year at Bryant-Denny Stadium to an even better Alabama defense.
What we saw was him getting lucky, and I don't mean like he has been at parties during the offseason. I mean, he was, the ball was bobbling all over the place. He was catching it. He was, it
was a Heisman moment.
He got lucky. Here's the thing, Will. Alabama, don't get me wrong, looked horrible against Virginia Tech. That's well documented on Facebook and all sorts of places. Yep. But here's the thing, that was just an illusion, right? Don't forget, Nick Saban is the master of football.
Who is he, Joe Bluth? Reed, they didn't go out there on purpose and try to look bad.
That's a good point. I do like that Arrested Development reference. But the point is this, Will. That was all something that Nick Saban did on purpose, right? He came out and played vanilla against Virginia Tech, a game that everybody knew he was going to win just for this reason, so that people would expect Alabama to struggle and all that, and that's going to make it all that much more embarrassing, Will, when they beat, what was it, Texas A&M. I'm having a hard time even remembering this team because they're not have no chance of winning the game. When they beat Texas A&M like 78-0, right? That's what's going to happen. Alabama's going to demolish them, and that's just all there is to it. They don't need to rely on their defense. They just need to rely on A&M being not the same team they were last year, and Alabama, sort of rising from the ashes of the terrible first game that they had.
As he's done with every team since about midseason last year, he's going to squish those defenses, as he says.
I think the squishing happens like
this.
He's going
to squish the defenses.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, I don't know about that.
The targeting rule, with its new consequences, is in full effect this football season. Is this a good thing for college football or a step in the wrong direction?
Well, without a doubt, this is a step, nay, I would even say a forceful lunge in the right direction for college football, right? Not just college football, but every level of football is a dangerous sport, right?
Right.
And I would, if I had a child, right, that I knew of, I would encourage that child not to play football for these very reasons. But I like these rule changes. We've seen the lawsuits in the NFL about concussions, and this is a safety issue.
And let's be clear, that's the reason for this rule, right? It's just because of these lawsuits.
No, I don't think so. I think this is about taking care. Listen, who do we love more than college football players, right? Well, nobody.
Gosh, yeah, you're right.
Nobody. And we want to take care of them, except for the ones we hate. They are the worst. But the ones that we do love, we want to take care of, and we don't want them trying to injure each other.
Right.
And
take last week's play with Chris Frost, the Auburn linebacker, who goes at the quarterback.
Frosty is what I call him.
Granted, Frosty goes a little bit late at the quarterback, and he should have been flagged for that, no question.
Yeah.
Didn't even hit the guy in the head, went up with his forearms and just kind of caught him up here. It was fine, and now he's ejected and going to miss the first half of the next game.
He knows the rule, Will. Everybody knows
the rule. Then that's clearly a ridiculous blanket rule that you can't just use for every situation. You should say, hey, this one, they should go back and be able to review it, which I know they can, but obviously didn't get this right.
They should go back and review it and say, yes, this is right.
Because because he lunged upward? Even though nothing happened?
Listen, Will, I was a former quarterback, right? As a matter of fact, I still have the record for most interceptions in a single season at my middle school. I was a quarterback. That's right, yes. I was the quarterback. And I know, listen, there's no reason for him, to even try to tackle that guy at all at that point. The ball is out of the quarterback's hand.
There needs to be a flag there, you're right, yeah.
Yeah, there needs to be a flag. And I like rules that try to protect players, especially defenseless quarterbacks, because I know exactly how that feels. Listen, football is not supposed to be about trying to hurt other people, right? Football is supposed to be about trying to hurt other people's pride and break their will and make them look foolish.
You and I agree on this, Reed. The problem is that it's a blanket rule that's going to cover a lot of situations where the person's not trying to hurt.
Now, wait a second. I think you have a good idea here. Maybe try to get blankets for the players to use on cold games so that their health will be protected. I like it, Will. That's not a bad idea.
You've totally misunderstood, Reed. How about this? Let's go down to Auburn right now, maybe snuggle up with Frosty while he takes the week off, and then also learn how to kick with former national championship kicker Wes Byram.
I like it.
In an attempt to find out what's wrong with kickers and recreate the Auburn National Championship kick, we went down to Auburn's indoor facility recently.
Actually, Will, I think that is pronounced down in Auburn. It's pronounced indoor facility.
What?
Yeah, after Coach Jordan.
We went down to their indoor facility recently and kicked with former kicker Wes Byram. Reed, we've come to the new indoor practice facility here in Auburn, Alabama, and look who we found. It's Mr. National Championship kick himself, Wes Byram. Wes, what's happening?
Doing good today. How are you?
Good, man. You know, Reed and I notoriously make fun of kickers, and so we're here today to prove that kickers don't really do much, and you're going to show us. You're going to show us all about
it shouldn't take more than about 5 minutes. What's the first thing we need to do here?
Well, the first thing we want to do is stretch. That's number one.
Easy peasy.
We could do some stretching. Let's do it. Very good.
Now tell me about this, about the actual championship kick. Were you hoping for that?
It was nice to be able to have that opportunity. I mean, you know, the whole game was amazing. When you're kicking and you get in that situation, it's nice to be able to go out there and do that because that's, you know, we're not out there all the time. So
I can't hear anything y'all are saying through this helmet. Now, have you ever missed an extra point?
I have.
How embarrassing is that?
Oh, God.
It's painful. It's because you go out there, it's real short, it's right there.
And do you think probably right before you missed it, announcers and people on Twitter were saying, oh, Auburn's up 7-0, and then they have to come back and fix it with a tweet saying, no, I'm sorry, just 6-0.
All right, well, before we get started here, why don't we see you kick and see what we're dealing with.
Okay, sounds good. I'll give it a kick.
All right. Can't imagine the outfit's gonna help. Where's he going? Okay. Ridiculous.
It's not bad.
Well, I was shooting for just to the right and low, and I got it.
Well, still.
That was a little
while.
We got a lot of work to do. You know, set the ball up, take 3 steps back, take 2 over, 3 back, 2 over, and then just.
That was better than ours.
Yeah, that was a little bit better
so,
than
Will, why
ours.
don't you try that? Let's see what you did there.
All right. Wow, okay, see, but that hurt there. Ooh.
Almost.
Oh, my.
Oh, that was the worst one. That was awful.
It's good.
That was a spiral, too. That's even better than yours.
I can see you guys can do it off the ground now, but add in a holder and a snapper, you know, it makes it a little bit more difficult.
All right, so let's bring in a couple of professionals and make former Auburn players Jarrell Bostrom and the fire-breathing dragon Andrew McKay.
Kick is up, and it's good.
It seemed pretty easy to me.
It was good.
All right.
Whoa!
Wow. Oh, that was a close call. No, you're fine. You're fine. No, they're coming from everywhere.
It's coming in hot.
Yeah. Okay, how was that, better?
It's good. Well, no.
All right, let's try it with Wes and see how we do here.
Wait. He's gonna kick it from my hand?
He's gonna kick it from underneath your finger, so I wouldn't be too worried.
You gonna Charlie Brown me?
Well, I'm not. I'm a little nervous about this. Oh, now that's a winning combination right there. That's a pretty good hole. All right, here we go.
Oh my God.
Oh, I didn't go as well as I'd hoped. Oh. So now being the points leader all time at Auburn, you feel comfortable saying you're better than Bo Jackson?
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh, really?
But I mean, the statistics
stats.
say you are.
Yeah.
I mean, a better athlete than Bo Jackson. That's pretty impressive.
I wouldn't say athlete. I mean, I got a lot of points, but he's pretty impressive.
Well, you don't see us inviting Bo Jackson onto the show.
No. Bo does not know kicking.
No.
Yeah.
All right, so we've done our stretching, our practicing. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna recreate the kick. We're gonna send you guys out
The
there.
national championship kick?
The national championship kick.
Okay, from the right hash.
Right hash, nice and short. You're gonna have to run all the way over there, set up, do your steps, and get it in. All right, guys, here we go. 10 seconds.
Let's do it.
Other side, other side.
3, 2, 1. I'd say we officially know what it's like to be national champions now, right?
Well, as Tulane fans, we will never know what it's like to be national champions.
True lane, Reed.
Go Green Wave.
Up next, let's find out what's so funny about sports talk producer Sean Rockstar Heninger. Reed, it's time for rapid fire questions on the grill with sports talk producer Sean Heninger, Rockstar, right?
Yes, yes,
right.
thank you.
Do you have a hard time taking Jadeveon Clowney seriously?
Because his name's Clowney. Who does he play for?
Do you have a hard time taking Ha Ha Clinton Dix seriously?
Who's he play for?
Multiple
It's
levels.
because his name is. Oh,
And-
okay, or that, yeah.
Who will win the Heisman this year?
Well, I saw that McElroy got released from the Jets, so that puts him back into contention, right?
Did he really?
I'm not sure that's how that works, but okay, all right, that's good.
Okay.
Here we go.
What would you guess Nick Saban's current salary is?
Minimum wage is $7.25. I would say it's, God, he's got to be making like 80 grand.
Yeah, at least per
Not victory, because he'd be a millionaire.
yeah.
I would say per year,
Okay, yeah, it's good.
every other quarter.
It's close.
What kind of bear would you say Bear Bryant was?
Kodiak.
Okay.
Nice. All right,
Okay.
to the elevator.
All right, sounds good.
This way.
This
we'll
one's
go
actually
this
this
way.
way. Continuing the show with Sean Rockstar Heninger, producer of sports talk show The Roundtable.
Good to be back.
Yeah, it's good to have you back.
Thanks. Listen, where did the name Rockstar come from? And I know that you play guitar and sing, but actually, who gave you that nickname?
The first I can remember, I was a remote technician for Citadel Broadcasting.
Right.
And Lance Taylor of the Roundtable, he's got an amazing producer. He needed me to be an audio technician for him. And during a break, he asked me what I did, and I said, I'm a musician. This is helping me keep my face just below water. And he said that, what do you play? And I said, well, I usually just play my gig and go home. And he said, you don't, get with a bunch of chicks and do drugs and everything. It's like, nope, play my gig and I go home.
You're
He
just
goes-
lying to him at this point.
He said, "You're just a real rock star," and I said, "That's true. That's true." And then so everybody in the hallway says that to me for the last 9 years.
All right, Sean. So let's talk about this. You talk football on a daily basis. You must be a huge football fan.
I'm a big football fan. I watch it, but I don't really care.
Do you actually watch it? Because I mean, let's not beat around the bush. You don't know a ton about sports, even though you produce a
No, I know
sports
about
show.
sports. I just don't know the ins and outs or the details where I can name the whole starting lineup to Alabama or Auburn. It's just so much every day that's the part. The part of the show where we talk sports is where I kind of zone out.
Just that part on the
Just
sports
that
talk
part,
show
yeah.
in which you
Just
work.
that small, minuscule part is where I kind of just start thinking in my head, just asking myself questions.
But like most people, do you look forward to college football season? Do you, or is it just kind of like, okay, it's back?
Both. I think the fan base has kind of hurt me, my opinion, is being on the radio window, because you get so many calls from both sides, both fans, about all that stuff. And so that kind of turned me off to pulling for. I never really was. I guess if anything, when I was little, I was an Alabama fan, but now I just don't care for either. But if they both succeed, it's good for the station, it's good for the show, and it's good for the money I don't make.
Now, of course, what you're known for, though, for the most part on the show, is doing voices and different characters. Of course, your Michael Waltrip is fantastic. Also,
So authentic.
so authentic. Lou Holtz, just spot on. Are those all your characters you came up with, or say maybe Ryan Brown kind of writes that
Did you
stuff for you?
create Lou Holtz?
I created Lou Holtz, which
Yeah.
actually came back a long time ago on a show called Dixon and Willoughby, where I was a producer. I got my first job producing a current event show, and I created a character named Steve Stuckenschneider. That was
It's a family show, Sean. Be careful. Yeah.
exactly. He was from New York, and he wanted to get into the radio business, and he would always call their show, and it was an improv bit where it was the exact voice of Lou Holtz, but he was always like his theme song was the Knight Rider theme song. And he would come in every day like saying, I got topics, I got great jokes, I want to be able to do, but he talked like Lou Holtz. And so I kept that Steve Stuckenschneider voice when I saw Lou Holtz and said, he sounds just like this
Perfect.
guy. So
All
I
right,
just
well,
made a
ma-
caricature of it.
Maybe later in the show we can get you to it. But right now, Reed, it's time for word association. Sean, we're going to give you some words. You have to say whatever comes off the top of your
You can't think about it. Yeah.
No, only three
We're
words.
not started yet. We haven't started yet. You can only use 3 words, and you cannot think about your answers. Are you ready for this?
Ready, guys? Let's do it.
Yes.
Okay, officially, it is time for word association. Football.
Boring.
Lou Holtz,
Overrated.
Paul Feinbaum.
He's a nice guy.
Johnny Manziel,
Tiny.
Sports talk radio.
Every day.
Catherine Webb,
Who?
Tumor's Corner.
No more trees.
Hurry Up, No Huddle.
Guys, we got to go.
That's the end of that.
Yeah,
That was good.
Let's take a quick break. Maybe we'll get some Lou Holtz out of him during the break. But when we come back, Reed, it's time for This Is Your Life. We're still hanging out with Sean Heninger, producer of The Roundtable and WJOX in Birmingham. Sean, head joke writer on the show. Do you write all that stuff, or does it come from someone else?
Well, clarify.
Without you on the show, would that show be entertaining at all?
Yes. I mean, it's championship football. What else can
It
you
would be
do?
informative,
You got,
certainly.
anyone
people
but-
help?
you got people picking Alabama, give me Arkansas, and give me who's Auburn playing? Arkansas State. All right, give me Arkansas State. That's
last
Friday.
week.
That
but
is a
yeah.
joke.
No, that's
Yeah.
every Friday.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Right. Okay. Good. So what we're finding out here is you get no help writing the jokes on the show.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes Ryan Brown assists in the Lou Holtz script, but I think I've been able to take the reins and be able to write my own, because I don't get to write their script. Like, make sure y'all mention Gary Hollingsworth today because he's starting tomorrow. Does he still play?
There's
a thing still?
I'm not sure. There's a lot of talk with sports talk radio about whether or not it's authentic and some of these callers, if they have a hotline to get in. What do you have to say about that?
They are authentic. On our show, there's people that call in every day. In all 3 shows, people that we call them P1s. People that listen from 6A to 6P.
Not peons, but P1.
Very, very close.
Yeah.
Very close. But they listen from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day.
And to spell the rumor, a lot of people think that these callers are either paid or have the hotline number, stuff like that. But Generally speaking, no, I don't.
For our show, nobody has the hotline number. I don't even think I have the hotline number.
Yeah, none of the callers seem to make any money doing anything,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact.
I'll give you
Or
that
the
number.
producers.
No.
Go ahead.
All right, speaking of having no life, well, it's now time for a segment that we like to call This Is Your Life, and it's a way for us to try to figure out which of our producers is a good researcher and which is not very good at all. They've gathered some facts for us, and we're going to ask you about these facts and have you respond in a segment we call This Is Your Life.
It is?
Here we go.
All right. Here's the first one. In June of 2011, AL.com's Alec Harvey wrote the following, quote, Sean Heninger is a lot like Hannah Montana, end quote.
That is true. I don't know why he did that.
Right.
I
But
don't-
that was actually printed.
Yeah, that's how he started it. He wanted me to do the Birmingham quiz where I had to write all these answers down, and that's the way he started the article.
Did you agree with his assessment?
To an extent, but I don't know why he did that.
Do you twerk? You don't twerk.
I don't know how to do that. I can't dance. I can't even touch my toes.
Okay, all right.
We'll
that's
show you
fine.
after the show. You've been quoted saying that you don't like talking about Auburn and Alabama football. True or false?
That's true.
I think he actually was quoted earlier on this show as saying the
say,
same
yeah.
thing. All right. Your nickname is actually Rock's Tar and was given to you by a geologist.
It's actually Rock Czar.
Rock
TSAR.
Ah,
Yeah.
Just the
by
pronunciation.
Russian.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
Jay Barker is the most famous person you've ever met or spoken to.
Oh.
Oh, we know that's not true because Wimp Sanderson is.
Wimp
Yeah, but
Sanderson.
Jay Barker.
Oh.
Okay, when you say it like that, that's a definite. What? Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe
no.
that or.
Jay Barker.
Oh, see the way you didn't put that much inflection. Yes.
How about national championship quarterback Jay Barker?
Well, there's been so many of those, but Jay Barker. Did you know he's married to Sarah Evans?
See, that's what I was gonna say. Husband, Jay Barker. Yeah, you
There's
think
a nice
about it
ring
like
to
that.
it. There's a nice ring to it.
Very nice.
Sean, you did a good job dispelling some of those myths that we
did.
did run across.
Thanks
Did I
so much.
dispel any of them?
You did.
The Rock Czar one.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's good stuff.
Thanks so much. That's all the time we have for this episode of the Iron Bowl Hour. I'm Will Lockamy.
And I'm Reed Lockamy.
Roll Eagle Reed.
And War Tide, well,
See y'all. Well,
no, just.
Don't forget to follow us and interact with us via Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all at the Iron Bowl Hour. You can also come see our radio show, Oh Brother Radio, every Thursday, live from Iron City from 7 to 9 p.m. on Birmingham Mountain Radio.
All right, Will, now let's get out of here. My quilting group is meeting in 30 minutes.
Promotional consideration provided by Express Helicopters at the Birmingham International Airport, specializing in charters, tours, news, and events. And Vulcan Park and Museum, home to the world's largest cast iron statue, spectacular views, and indoor and outdoor exhibits that recount the region's history, as well as the story of the iconic 56-foot tall statue that has become the beloved symbol of Birmingham.